Hi, I'm Junayd, a Cambridge Youth Striker for Climate and a sixth form student. On a personal note, I'm about to write my personal statement, explaining to universities why I want to study science, why knowledge is so key to our lives, and how engineers and scientists can save our planet. This struck me as ironic, because for the large part, the scientists haven't accomplished much. From as far back as 1900, scientists knew about the greenhouse effect. From as far back as 1958, we've had computational evidence to show the effects of increased CO2. From as far back as 1988, scientists were warning on a massive scale of the dangers of climate change. The IPCC has been running for 31 years, and what has it achieved? CO2 levels are as high as ever and increasing. This year we've had the driest May for 150 years, following last year's July being the hottest on record. The Amazon, Australia, and the Arctic have literally been on fire, and millions of indigenous people have lost their homes forever. We have failed. But I don't blame the scientists. They have, on the whole, been screaming their ears off about this disaster. The problem is, governments, businesses, and individuals like you and me have not listened. We have not changed our livelihoods, our investments, or our economic priorities. And I know you're thinking right now, but how on earth do we go about changing our trajectory so drastically? But you know what? Engineers already figured this out, and not even recently. Way back in 1978, the British monopoly Lucas Aerospace announced they were closing plants in Liverpool, Bradford, Hemel Hempstead, and Coventry, as work was being outsourced to overseas countries and high tech. This concerned a lot of the workers, as 2,000 jobs were at stake. But instead of complaining to trade unions and the government, they came up with an alternative Lucas plan, containing 150 new sustainable products they could make instead, including hybrid engines, energy-efficient heat pumps, kidney machines, and even affordable cars that could go on railway lines to reduce congestion. Socially useful products produced in a socially useful way. But the plan was turned down by the company, and the government refused to intervene. Yet it was predicted the energy-efficient heat pump market could have reached as high as £1,000 million. So why did Lucas turn down the plan? One reason was that for every profitable product they made, the Lucas plan would have required the company to make one product to help people, and the company wouldn't accept that. What amazes me most is despite the fact our science, philosophy, and morality have so drastically changed over the last 50 years, our economic framework has stayed the same old consumerist system, to the point that one of the most scientifically advanced institutions in the world gives its students BP-branded lab coats. But it's not amazing. It's horrifying. Because our lack of imagination is killing the ecosystem, and soon it will be our turn to suffer. We must get governments and businesses to turn to our scientists and engineers to take the drastic action to save our planet. But meanwhile, you and me as individuals need to rise up to the challenge. If you make more than £27,000 a year, you are in the top 1% of the world. You have a responsibility and an ability to save this dying planet. I've attached a link below to calculate your personal overshoot day. Find out when it is and think hard about how you can move that day back. Share the articles I reference in this video to people you know. Knowledge is key to this issue. Engineers and scientists can save our planet, if we listen to them.